in case we don't get the official list, don't steal the official
And again,
list.
before they would deny this, but you would get in there, steal their membership list, expose that a global government group is meeting in secret, and the decisions they make there are implemented. And you were saying on the agenda is to continue the global depression so they can consolidate power.
Yes. We're not going to come out of this until late 2011. If we turn out, there might be a little perk here and there, but as far as digging out, nope, not at all.
But they do plan to bring us out of it, though.
Suits their convenience. Now, you remember it was not so many years ago that they decided we should have a little bit more prosperity when they ordered the gas prices. They'd ordered the gas prices up to nearly $5 a gallon, and then they decided to reduce the gas prices.
Stay there, Jim. We're going to break and come back and talk about how they control gas prices. Again, Jim Tucker has been working for major newspapers since the 40s and 50s, and he travels to these events. He climbs through gutters when he was younger, steals their membership list, prove this group exists. It's the most elite on the planet. Now BBC and others have gotten their documents from the 50s when they planned to set up the European Union by stealth. And Jim has sources inside Bilderberg. And absolutely, he said in 2008, when gas was $60 a barrel, that Bilderberg was going to run it up to $150. Everybody laughed. That happened. Then he said they were going to drive it back down. That happened. So, Jim, you've got your notes there from your Bilderberg source this year. What else is on their agenda? Because we're looking into their crystal ball right now.
Okay, more bad news. The gas prices are going up, possibly over the next 2 years to $7 a gallon, like they pay in Europe. And they say so many times, Europeans pay $7 a gallon. Now, observe that there's a plentiful supply of oil. We've got more than enough oil coming out of everywhere. So there's no rationalization with this supply of oil to raise prices other than their arbitrary decision to raise prices. So sadly, your oil prices are going to be going up quite high in the next year.
And that's from Bilderberg, and Queen Beatrix, one of the owners of Dutch Royal Shell and BP. She's one of the chief owners with the Queen of England. She's the Queen of the Netherlands. She wants more of our money.
Yes. You'll notice that they had the power to do that a few years ago when gas prices were about $5 a gallon. The Bilderberg kids said it's time to bring down the price of gasoline because Joe Sixpack may not get off of his scooter or his small car if we don't bring prices down right away, because once he gets used to that small car or to his bicycle or motorbike, we may not get him back. And they were able to bring down at that time the price of oil was something like $140 a barrel, and they brought it down to about $80 a barrel. But prices dropped from over $4 a gallon down to less than $2 a gallon.
So what else is on the agenda?
So they have the power to work it either way they want to, and they're going to bring it back up now.
Okay, and that's from your source. What other tidbits are on the agenda? What are they concerned about? What about war with Iran?
Again, they're divided on that. The Americans and Israelis want to go to war to attack Iran. Most European Bilderbergs, not all of them, are opposed to invasion. They want to talk some more. So this is one of the few times they've been do not speak with a united voice on a single issue. That dates back to Bilderberg and trilateral opposing the U.S. invasion of Iraq in 2000. In 2001, and the Secretary of Defense Rumsfeld, of course, of Bilderberg, promised the Bilderberg that would not invade this year. So while the other newspapers were reporting the war is including the Washington Post, reporting that the United States will invade Iraq by late summer or early fall at the latest of 2001. We were reporting the war will start until 2002, probably about March, and we were almost
I read your paper at the time. It was 2002. They said it was going to happen. You said no, 2003. You had the fall of the Berlin Wall. Hundreds of accurate predictions because you've infiltrated and have sources. We don't get into those modes of getting those sources. Continuing, what else are they planning?
Well, that's about all the information I have now on the actual agenda. Of course, we'll be getting more as we work this story down the road. And a lot of this will be appearing in the American Free Press. This very next edition goes to bed next Friday. Let's see, you were kept asking me how people subscribe. The listeners to your broadcast get one year subscription for $35. The regular price is $59 for 1 year. But your listeners can get a discount down to $35 for 1 year. You just call American Free Press at 202-544-5977.
And this is a weekly newspaper?
Yes, printed every Friday.
Jim, I have one or two other questions. We're going to come back and give that number out one more time, or AmericanFreePress.net. Jim Tucker is our guest. We'll give you that subscription for the hard copy paper. It's an interesting little paper, a lot of key information in there. It's been published for decades under another name, and now it's American Free Press. Jim Tucker's our guest, and I'll try to wring more information out of him straight ahead. Then to the news. Stay with us.
For the first time ever, the secret agenda of the planet's ruthless superclass is exposed in stark detail.
You know, there is such a thing as insidious influence. Does it involve some sort of psychological domination?
No world order that elevates one nation or group of people over another will succeed. It's a phrase that I often use myself, that we needed a new world order.
So it's going to be an inner ruling elite and then everyone else. And I got news for you. You're everyone else.
The whole concept of New World Order, it really says that the state is God.
They created in all of the British dependencies what they call roundtable groups.
At a higher level of COG government, where the constitutional authorities are not allowed to go.
The New World Order really is a tool for addressing a new world of possibilities.
The people running this country are determined to destroy it.
We're talking to an icon in the fight against the New World Order. You have these kings, these queens, the top 30 richest families, all meeting, and he's snuck in, he's stolen their minutes. I've infiltrated, I've covered it. And it's world government. This is the group, and they tried to deny, oh, there's no secret group, there's no New World Order. And now they openly announce, okay, we're going to have a global treasury run by the private banks. We will levy the taxes. They've got all their banker spokesmen from England to Europe to Iceland to Greece to the U.S. saying, we've got to raise your taxes and we're going to cut your services. Everything goes to the banks. Remember, they made all this money up out of nothing through the private Federal Reserve System and similar central banks. They had an article a month ago in all the major papers in Australia. And the headlines were, in fact, pull it up, put it on screen, bank heads meet in secret in Australia. And you list the names, it's all Bilderberg Group members. So they have other meetings, but this is their central mafia godfather commission meeting. I don't want to glaze over this, Jim, and then we're going to let you go because I know you're a busy guy. You mentioned on their agenda is the IMF from your source, and this is also now in the news, as the world treasury. And how angry are they about their Copenhagen Treaty, where the private banks would levy taxes on us and run our lives, being exposed by ClimateGate?
They're angry if you ever hear one word spoken or see one word printed about Bilderberg. They're angry. They were used to, for 20 years, they're used to absolute secrecy. But their commitment to turning the International Monetary Fund into a World Treasury Department is unabated. They, a year ago in Greece, they came up with that plan to exploit the economic stress around the world to get the world to accept a world treasury department, of which the IMF was to evolve, and they're still committed to that, even though they were frustrated in their efforts to impose it right away. So we still have that one to fight. We're winning it so far, but we must never stop fighting.
Now, Jim, every time I've had you on, I've asked you to really scan your memory, from your Bilderberg sources. We'll just leave it at that. Anything else we should know about this area of Spain, or what else is going to be on their agenda, or anything else that we know they're concerned about?